Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in the replay. So always appreciate it. This is the vault, episode 369, UCC Redemption, ETC. Definitely had to do this episode today. This is for all the individuals that have contacted the vault throughout the years about this UCC stuff. This is for all the people that wanted to find out what was the vault's perspective on this UCC stuff. And so we're just going to go ahead and talk about it today. We're not going to go too far with it, at least with the chat. Hopefully the chat can stay pretty much in line, but it's fine. It's fine. So appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replays. UCC Redemption, ETC. This episode is dedicated. We actually had a consultation the other day where somebody reached out to us, asking us about the UCC process. And this is a tough pill for a lot of people to swallow right here. This episode is probably going to offend some people. It's probably going to hurt some feelings. It's probably not going to make people feel too excited about it. Because, you know, we even talked to one of our senior trustees, one of our senior partners that is very successful with the process, understands creditor and debtor law very successfully. Actually, is in law school right now. So for all you all that are listening, that you want to know, oh man, should I go through with the UCC process? Should I deal with creditor and debtor law? You know, what happened to dealing with it from a real legal perspective? Well, the family law lawyers are not in my favor. I gotta deal with this child support situation. So how am I going to deal with this child support situation if I don't know the UCC? And the senior trustee told us, hey, we just got to go ahead and tell the people that reach out to us so we can refer y'all to this episode, which is that this UCC redemption stuff, it sounds very religious. Uh, and those are the things that keep people trapped. We're not talking about religion, we're just talking about the religious aspect of it. People are following these people that sound like their uncle. Oh, that's my great uncle. People calling him Unc. Oh, I gotta go to the SPC, school and all this other stuff. For years, the vault has just avoided this conversation because at the end of the day, it's about making money in the United States and the world in general. You gotta be a productive individual. We got people talk, the conversation earlier said, oh man, I can't go out and be productive in society and make no money for my family because the UCCs hold me back, child supports hold me back. And then you get these literally these Southern Baptist preachers sounding people. They come on the internet talking about some, oh man, you don't have to deal with child support. You shouldn't deal with child support. What are you talking about? You shouldn't deal with child support. Do you got a child? You hear that? You got a child? Oh man, I do got a child. Do you have a child? Then you supposed to be dealing with taking care of your child. Now, what you mean? The state got involved because you didn't take care of your responsibilities. You didn't wrap it up. You didn't want to do a prenup. You didn't want to do a contract on the front end. And that's the problem. Everybody, feel free to type into the chat where you listening live from, where you listening from the replay from. Always appreciate that. So we gotta go ahead and talk about it today. We're not talking about nobody that, oh man, we're not talking about nobody personal situation. If you had a child, you're supposed to take care of your child. So the state has created what's called a degenerate program. Y'all think this is like a bad thing. The state is going to be compiled with these cases that these women or whoever is filing is going to say what? I need additional support. You think it's cheap to live in California, folks? You think it's cheap to live in New York, folks? You're lying to yourself. You think it's easy to be a single parent? Oh man, it's not easy to be a single parent. A lot of y'all come from single parent households. So what you mad that somebody put you on child support for? Oh man, well, no. This called not handling your business properly because you don't know business. Let's just go there. You don't know business, and that's why you're on child support. Because if you were handling your business properly, you could have avoided that. It's a contract. Oh man, the state shouldn't have got involved. What you mean? You wasn't handling it in the first place. So let's talk about this UCC redemption process that these what the senior trustee call them. We call them pimps. They over here trying to pimp this information to you. Spend 5,000 here, spend 10,000 there. You think we don't hear the stories of people spending $5,000 and $10,000 and still not getting redeemed? They not getting redeemed like the redemption song. They ain't getting redeemed. What you getting redeemed from? Oh man, it's the mark of the beast. I don't want to use the social. We done talked to our trustees about this for years. When you're making enough money, you don't need a driver's license. Because when you private, you got a private you got a private driver driving you around. You don't want to hear that because your family don't come from money because you ain't got no money. That's why. Then you got these UCC pimps out here telling you, oh man, ain't no such thing as the money. The money is Federal Reserve notes. But they over here taking your Federal Reserve notes to do the daggone UCC course that they got. So we're going to talk about it today. Let's go ahead and get into it. Minneapolis, appreciate Minneapolis for tuning in live, listen, replay. We got Carrollton, Ohio, tuning in live, listen, replay. People say, oh man, somebody already typed into the chat. Is it necessary to know the UCC? They got contract lawyers. How come no one talks about people going out and getting a contract lawyer? It's dealing with somebody being a creditor and somebody being a debtor. But then you got these guys over the internet. You got this information that's been on the internet for 30 and 50 years talking about, oh man, you got to redeem yourself. This is what you don't want to hear, ladies and gentlemen. This for all the younger brothers and sisters, just like Trust Christian involved. When we were starting out, we had these old, oh, he sounds like my uncle. He sounds like the old sage sitting over here and he look like he doing well because he wearing gold around his neck, or he riding around in some car, or he sitting in some house. He said he discharged his house, but he ain't got more than one house. He discharged this, but he ain't built no business. He ain't employing nobody. Oh man, I'm gonna discharge this, I'm gonna discharge that. Man, they're lying to you. Because if you discharge the credit cards, can you keep using the credit card? When you discharge the house, supposedly the mortgage, do you have to deal with property tax? So how are you getting out of the fact that you gotta build a business and make some money? They don't want to talk to you about that because they ain't business people. These are just poor-minded individuals. They found the manual over the internet. Oh, I got this UCC manual. I got Redemption Manual 1, Redemption Manual 2, Redemption Manual. And are you making any money? They don't want to talk about that. Are you making any money? Well, the money's not real. That's all we're going to hear from these individuals. The money is not real. That's all we ever heard from them. The money's not real. And that's why you don't see them living the way that they talking. They ain't living well. They ain't living private. Because if you was really living private, you wouldn't be on the internet talking about a private process. We talk about trustee training. We're not talking about the process that we work with the trustees with, because it's tailored to each individual. But hey, I guess the feds ain't caught up with them yet. I guess, I don't know what's going on. We're going to talk about it though, because we already know if the process was working, which it doesn't work, because it's always another step. You go to court, they not going to listen. They going to throw it out of court. You might have to go back to court. How you going to go to court and you building a business? First of all, ladies and gentlemen, business people like us in the private sector at the vault, we pay lawyers to go do that. We pay litigation is a business tool. That's what our mentors taught us. Litigation is a business tool. These guys over the internet peddling this goddamn UCC information, it ain't no business tool for them. It's their supposedly get out of jail free card. Y'all don't want to hear that though, huh? Oh man, I ain't gonna get locked up because I got my UCC paperwork in place. But all of them poor. All of them poor. What's their AUM? They ain't got no AUM. We working on AUM over here with our mentors and our business partners. We talking about generating generational wealth. Oh man, appreciate Philly for tuning in live. Somebody say, oh man, UCC process, man, the gov, man, they got me in this child support situation. I'm not trying to deal with that. Look, man, we done talked about this for years, man. We're done talking about this whole UCC stuff because it just caters to the fact that you're not going to make any money with the process. Think about it. Is discharge making you money? No, the discharge not making me money. It's helping me get rid of the fake debt that I created, that I signed my name as the personal guarantor. First of all, How did you get a debt out on your name if you didn't sign the contract? They don't want to talk about that though, did they? Well, I had to do that. No, you didn't. You didn't have to sign a contract. You didn't have to sign your name to get a house. You didn't have to sign your name to get a car. You didn't have to sign your name to get the credit card. When you're doing things properly, they don't talk about it from the trust perspective. They talk about it from the public perspective. They don't talk about it from not owning anything, trust Christian, own and control everything. They don't talk about it from that perspective. They talk about it from the perspective of, oh, you already in the middle of a jam. Look, oh man, the state's cleaning me out. What you mean? You think it's cheap to live in these places? You think it's cheap for the administration of the state to administer the fact that you didn't have your affairs properly set up with this partner or person that you're dealing with? Man, I can't believe you trying to say it like that. Like, you trying to say child support is legit. First of all, if you have a kid, shouldn't you take care of your kid? Yeah. So you think that it's okay to let some mouth just go out here and be a bastard child? Do you really think that that's okay? We got to man up out here, men. We ain't even talking to the women. The women doing whatever they're going to do. But for the men that come over here with that garbage and that trashy conversation over here, oh man, the state, they shouldn't have been involved in my private affairs because you wasn't handling your private affairs. And we know that the dirty men, they don't want to hear that because it's like what we used to call the dirty Moors. They're the dirty Moors. They don't want to take care of their kids. They think that, oh man, I could miss a month. What you mean miss a month? Your kid ain't missing no daggone days of air. So what you think? You think your kid's going to eat if you don't pay and the burden should be left on the other person? This is just wild to even hear this garbage. Oh man, the state shouldn't be involved in my business because you ain't handling your business, because you don't know business. You want to know why you don't know business? Because you got a public school education. And until you realize that and say, you know what, you right, trust Christian in the vault. I need to go out and I need to get my business affairs together. I need to go out, I need to find a lawyer, I need to go out, I need to find an accountant, and I need to start getting my business together. I need to take some business classes online that almost are for free. You can go to Harvard, you can go to all these other websites on the internet and get a business education, a proper business education, a proper financial education. But they don't want to do that though, do they? They trying to shortcut the shortcut. Oh man, trust Christian vote. I don't know, man. How am I gonna start a business and I gotta use the social? What? You don't know about founders? You don't know about nominees that you can Google over the internet and get a nominee to go open up a company? Nah, cause the dirty UCC packet people, they ain't tell me that. They told me I need $5,000-$10,000 to get my UCC packet done. They over here talking about some daggone redemption book. We asked them. We said in the call, if you got the redemption packet, did you get redeemed yet? No. So then what are you still doing this stuff for? You ain't made no money. You done paid for the redemption packet. You ain't got redeemed yet from your sins. Having babies out of wedlock. Oh man, you talking that trust Christian in the vault. Okay. Hey, the law is the law. Y'all think y'all getting around the worldly law. It's a spiritual law. You think you can have bastard children out here in the spiritual world too? You think you can have bastard kids in the spiritual realm and not take care of it and think that that's not going to come down on you? Hey, it is what it is. Oh man, trust Christian in the vault. Man, these UCC guys, these UCC, SPC, I'm a secure party creditor. Oh, I'm going to be a secure party creditor. First of all, look, I'm going to let my lowercase name own my uppercase name. It's trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. First of all, it's called doing business in what name? What name are you doing business in? That's all it comes down to. Oh, trust Christian involved. You making it too simple, man. It's what you mean is the name that I'm doing business in. So you saying I could stop doing business in that name and then I ain't got to worry about no secure party, nothing. Because secure party is only dealing with creditor and debtor. But I'm supposed to own my, well, look, Noble Drew Ali, whoever this goofball is, oh, the prophet. They talking about the prophet. The prophet ain't got you no money. The Moors ain't got you no money. But the money's fake. How you think you traveling? We had some Moors come to our last workshop talking about it's their first time being on the airplane. We done did workshops with Taj Tariq. They don't get on airplanes. Go ask them, do they got driver's license? Go ask them, do they got socials? Do they got passports? They not traveling the world. Why? Because they don't got no money. Over here, Trust Christian Vault, we focused on building wealth. You got to have some money. You got to, whether it's a hard tangible asset or the actual Federal Reserve note or any other currency in the world. That's what it comes down to. Do you got some shekels? Do you got some coin? Oh man, Trust Christian Vault, man, you really trying to say I got to go out here and be a productive society individual? I'm not trying to be a citizen. I'm not trying to be up under the state. I don't want to be a state citizen. I'm not trying to be under the federal government. But I love their protection. Ain't no country coming over here trying to invade the United States. But I'm going to be over here for free because I'm a natural man living on the land. What are you talking about? Your family for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 generations have been employees. What are you talking about? Your family ain't became a business owner. You got to open up a business. That's it. But oh man, Trust Christian Vault, man. I don't know, man. I don't know about opening up no business, man. I gotta open up a business. I gotta do it how I'm gonna open up a business? Don't I gotta use my social? No. They got registered agents, right? They got nominees, right? But no, the SPC goofballs, they didn't tell y'all that. The redemption manual goofballs, they didn't tell y'all that, did they? Nah, man, they just told me I need to become a secure party creditor. I need to become a secure party. For what? For a debt. You hear that? They want you to become a secured party for a debt that you created. Well, no, Christian Vote. The United States, they bankrupt. They use HJR 192. The United States is bankrupt. How they gonna say that I owe some money? How they gonna say I could use money? I'm supposed to be able to discharge everything. Isn't this the pimping conversation? That's what they doing. They pimping you. It's hard to hear that. Cause you don't, cause if you ain't what you know is the HO3, then you getting pimped. If you ain't getting pimped, you move on and do what we did. You just go get some business. You go open up a business. You go create from your talents. You go create from your given abilities. But oh no, how I'm gonna do that? Trust Christian Vault. I got the mark of the beast. I got the social security number. Trust Christian Vault. I need to use only the EIN so I can build the business. That's what they really supposed to be saying. But how many people from SPC organizations, they got out here people building businesses? We got people came through the vault. Most of the people that come through the vault that really are successful, they all entrepreneurs. The ones that go through, deal with the trust system and deal with trustee training properly, they're all entrepreneurs. They creating something for the world. They employ people. Is that wrong? They not trying to get rid of no debt. And if you think child support is a debt, you're spiritually broken, let alone worldly broken. You're broken as an individual, and you need to look at yourself and check yourself in the mirror. We got senior trustees. There are special cases. We got special cases at the vault where people have come and say, yeah, I'm paying child support for a kid that's not even mine. And it's been hell trying to get out of it. But that's why we got mentors. We put them in contact with our mentors that are lawyers. Not jailhouse lawyers telling you how they use the UCC to get out of they use the UCC to get out of jail. Hey, y'all can follow that if y'all want. This is crazy that this is still going on 2022, 7 years later, 10 years later, 20 years later, 30 years later. These people talking about, oh man, I got out of jail with the UCC packet. Are you serious? What is that really protecting you from? Well, I took control of my straw man. The straw man. What are you talking about? Why don't you just go open up a business and do business in a new name? They ain't want to tell y'all that. See, Trust Christian Vote, we kept it too simple for y'all. We kept it too simple for the audience. It's too simple. It can't be that simple, Trust Christian Vote. What you mean go open up a business? I'm supposed to take control of the straw man name. Why? Because you got debt on it? So they can't put a lien on it. Because I'm supposed to be able to travel on the land without a driver's license. No one said you couldn't. But are you giving up your driver's license tomorrow? Do you know how to just like when trustees come to the trustee training program? Do you know how to talk? Do you know how to talk that trust talk? So you got to know how to talk that I don't have a driver's license talk. But they not doing that in them SPC classes, are they? Y'all done seen people get yanked out of the car, tased out of the car with the UC. What? Oh, I ain't got to show the cops my driver's license. I ain't got no driver's license. Y'all think a cop really know about the UCC? They went through training that says if the person has a vehicle and they're behind the steering wheel, if they're doing something above this, if they're infracting, if their braking was considered commercial law, speeding, changing without signals, y'all know all that stuff. First of all, don't you got to pass a commercial driver's license test? Like, this stuff is asinine to know the level of stupidity that these people are coming with this information. It's really disheartening. It's really annoying because it's just like, look, at one point you gotta focus on taking care of your family, man. And we ain't even trying to hear nobody come over here talking about trying to get rid of some damn child support. Don't ever come over here with no trying to get rid of some child support garbage. Because first of all, you making it sound like it ain't your kid. If it's not your kid, then we can put you in contact with the right people. But if it's your kid, we ain't even having no conversation, man. Don't even come over, especially if you're a man. Don't even come over here. You might be, where are you a man at? Above your shoulders or below your waist? Where are you a man at? How you not trying to build something for the world? Build a better place. Instead of condemning the system, you got to build a better system. That's all it comes down to, is building a better system. You're in a system. The public school system taught you how to read and write, correct? Right. But they didn't tell you how to do everything. So in turn, that means you got to continue your education. Now I sit out here talking about some, oh man, well, trust Christian revolt, the system, Rockefeller with the Board of Education, they didn't really give me the best of educations, and I don't really know how to do business out here outside of my own name, and I don't really know how to start a business. So I'm gonna just go do this process, this vigilante process. I don't want the state involved in my business. We would go and talk to our mentors about this all the time. He'd say, look, Trust Christian Revolt, go look at the Quakers. Go look at the Amish. Go look at the Mormons. Do these people got social security numbers? Are they, that's how you're supposed to be living. But how many of y'all trying to build your own house from scratch? Most of y'all ain't trying to build no house from scratch because y'all want a mansion. So what you gonna do? You gonna discharge the mansion. You think you slick. You ain't trying to build the mansion from scratch. You trying to discharge the mansion. You think you funny? You trying to have marble floors. You trying to have electric, I'm trying to have solar panels on my house, Trust Christian Vote, because, they shouldn't be charging me for water, sanitized water. When you gonna go dig your own well? When you gonna go dig your own sewage? Well, I gotta have. Right. You don't understand how much of a poverty mindset that is. How much of a lazy mentality that is. Instead of just going out, building within the system, and creating your own. Nobody's saying you can't go out and build your own well, build your own sanitation system. But you gotta know how to get in the system, work the system, build the new system for yourself and your family. But nah, Trust Christian Revolt, that's not right. It's the God-given rights. The God-given rights. The God-given rights. So the workers that actually built the house that you're about to go squat in, that's what you about to do. You about to go squat in the property that men and women built with their hands, got a paycheck for. You think that's not right? You don't think you should go and actually have to pay for their labor on the back end because they were paid on the front end? Oh man, the banking systems are a fraudulent system. Cause somebody put a system in place that said, hey, look, we gotta keep people in homes. So we're gonna create hypothecation and allow people to do what? Get into houses in a debt. Cause guess what? They don't want to be Mormons. They don't want to be the Amish. They don't want to build houses from scratch. You want to enjoy hot water, right? But you're not gonna try to heat it up with a fire. You don't know how to create a fire from scratch, right? Right. But you want to sit here and talk about, oh man, the money system's a fraud. No, you're a fraud. That's who's a fraud. The guys with the SPC secure party garbage, they're frauds. You don't want to hear it. We've been in the same environment with these people. And all they're doing is peddling poor people information. Oh man, buy my SPC packet. How you buying the SPC packet? You ain't buying it through Bitcoin. And most of them goofballs ain't accepting Bitcoin. They want to tell you, oh man, I ain't gonna do the Bitcoin. You got to pay me in Federal Reserve notes. But then they gonna tell you that the Federal Reserve notes aren't legitimate. Go ask these guys that are selling y'all as these SPC packets or secured party packets, do they file taxes or not? Well, yeah, you gotta file taxes because you still within the system. Yeah, because they took your dollars out your pocket. That's why they filing taxes. They ain't that dumb. They making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of people trying to redeem themselves because they don't want to be in the system. What you gonna be? Go ask what most of these guys where they living at. Most of these people that's selling out this information, where they living at? They living in America. They ain't living in foreign countries. They ain't living in they say they living in the common law jurisdiction. They ain't going to live in a Sharia jurisdiction. They ain't going to live in no Muslim jurisdiction. They living in common law jurisdiction. They not living in the Chinese Republic. They not no republic. They not living in the Chinese Communist Party situation. They wouldn't even be able to talk about this stuff if they was in a Chinese party situation. Y'all hilarious out here buying his bull. These people are not even living in a communist system. They're not living in China, but they telling y'all that the United States is oppressive. Y'all gotta be kidding, man. I mean, you gotta do your research. If you're falling for these guys that's telling you, oh man, you owe a debt, you owe a debt. How did you get the debt? What, you was born with the debt? Nah, they don't want to hear that though. Nah, I just gotta learn how to become a secure party so they don't put no tickets on my name, because how am I gonna pay for it when the money's not real? So how you gonna find out that information? Don't you gotta pay these goofballs for the information to learn how to discharge it so you can't do it no more with the government? That's the bottom line. Is they selling you dookie. And it's crazy to even hear people still talking about this in 2022. But it's so many people that I guess they just getting on the internet and they hearing this. Oh man, the government is a fraud and all this other stuff. It's called poverty conversation. That's all it ever is. That's all it will ever be. Is poverty, poor people conversation. Oh man, you ain't gotta do this. You ain't gotta do that. Go ask these people how they living. Are they filing taxes? Are they using Federal Reserve notes? Ask them how they get gas from the gas station when they riding around in their cars talking to y'all. When they sit in their houses, how they paying for the heat? They discharging the heat though, right? So when you discharge the heat, how long can you discharge the heat? Well, Trust Christian Vault, my birth certificate is worth some money. They're using the private market, DTC. It's the private market. They're putting my birth certificate on the private market and hypothecating it. And even if they were, how is that putting money in your pocket? But see, the younger people like Trust Christian and Vault, we already saw that. We saw the writing on the wall a long time ago. These fools ain't talking about no money. And if they ain't talking about money, they ain't talking about nothing. That's what they ain't doing. They ain't talking about nothing. They just sitting on the internet taking your money. That's what we learned real goddamn quick. They sitting on the internet. It's called internet pimping. They over here taking your money because they already know when you gonna meet up with them. They don't do workshops like Trust Christian and Vault. They don't do workshops. Oh man, I'm gonna put my birth certificate in a trust because I'm gonna take my all caps name and a small name. What the hell are you talking about? The small name and the uppercase name. We got people talking about some. Oh man, I'm gonna put LLC on my name because it's a business. Are you serious? We done told y'all from the beginning at the vault. Trust Christian, owner and control everything. It's business. It's not personal. So if you're doing business, which EIN, which is called an employer identification number, that means you're going to employ people. That means you are actually going to have Social Security insurance for your employees. But they don't want to tell y'all that y'all going to have to have Social Security or Medicare insurance or employment insurance for the employees. Why? Because they ain't employing nobody. That's why. But they want to tell y'all, oh man, look man, go ahead. Put the all cap name is a trust. It's a Sesta K trust. It's a trust. and the government is the trustee, and I'm the beneficiary. Here we go. Let's go into it today. Oh, well, the UCC is a trust contract. No, it's not. It's just a contract. Let's get that clear real quick. It's not a trust because there's 80 different types of trust. So what type of trust is it? Well, it's the Sesta K trust. The government set it up for me. Hold up. Poor people mentality. The government set something up for you because your family came from poverty and you're still in it. And until you man up or woman up and say, you know what? I got to go out and create my own. You're going to be in the same boat. Oh, this is a hard message for the people that don't want to hear it today. Oh, man, I got to go out and create something. I can't let the government create a trust for me. What do you need the government? First of all, what does the government do right? They still got potholes in the street? Yeah. Do people die broke? Yeah. Then the system's not perfect, but it ain't broken. You can always make it better. That's what you're here on planet Earth for, to make it better. But instead, you got these poor pimps over here trying to tell you to give them money. What they doing with your money? They going on vacations with your money. They going on cruises with your money. How you think they sitting there? How you think they broadcasting on the cell phones? How you think they broadcasting on the internet? With your money. Because don't you got to pay them? Don't you got to pay them for the UCC packet? For the SPC packet? So you can learn how to decipher your UCC trust? Oh man, I'm going to become the trustee and the beneficiary. Here we go. Won't y'all go ahead, since y'all supposedly doing research over at the IRS, they got y'all working hard instead of smart. You're really working dumb. You ain't working hard at nothing. You're working hard at doing dumb stuff. Because you're better off spending your time just building a business and getting some money for yourself. Getting some money to go out and get a lawyer, get an accountant, and build a goddamn business. And get every goal and dream you ever wanted in your life. But that's a hard reality to hear. Because why? Hey, they catering to my emotions. They telling me what I want to hear. The system's broken. Poor people mentality. They got rich people of every race and nationality in the world, and you talking about the system's broken. What are you talking about? The system's broken, man. But they using your money to broadcast over the internet. They using your money to go buy better equipment so they can keep broadcasting over the internet, telling you why you need to get the UCC packet done, why you need to become a UCC, why you need to become a secure party creditor. Are you serious? A secure party creditor? How you gonna secure yourself from a damn corporation that don't have no money? Because guess what? How's your birth certificate worth anything when your family ain't did nothing and you ain't did nothing? That you want to know what that's called? Something for nothing. Oh shit, Trust Christian and Vote finally said it. Something for nothing. My birth certificate, I was born pretty much from nothing. And now I gotta make my last name worth something. I gotta make my name worth something. Why? Because these fools over the internet, they making their name worth something off of your hard-earned dollars. That's hard to hear, Trust Christian and Vote. I ain't think that was really like that. I ain't think they was just taking my money to be taking my money. First of all, they ain't giving out the real information on the internet for free because supposedly it's private, right? Oh yeah, this the private process, I'm the smartest guy in the room, so, you going to have to pay me privately. You going to have to get in my university because it's private. How many of them people are showing you success stories, though? Instead, they got people coming on their lines crying and complaining. People going to their organizations crying and complaining. Then after they get hoodwinked by these SPC frauds, oh, then they come over to the vault. Well, Trust Christian and Vote, I'm still paying child support. Are the gurus you talking to, are they paying child support? Did you ask them that? Y'all ain't want to, Trust Christian and Vote, don't say it like that. I ain't never even, how I'm going to ask the person that's teaching me if they paying child support? Y'all ain't even asked them that, did y'all? Y'all ain't asked them if they paying child support, huh? Ask them, do they got kids and if they paying child support? Ask them if they living in the house they living in, are they discharging the rent? Not discharging the mortgage. Are they discharging the rent? Are they renting or are they owning? Because if you listening to Trust Christian and Vote, it's Trust Christian own and control everything. So how you gonna own the house you in there? But they ain't owning it. They renting it. We done seen people on the internet for years peddle this garbage. Oh man, you could get this house. I did it, but then the court, it don't always stick. Well, You got a better chance to putting the money in your damn pocket and betting on yourself. Instead, they over here betting on some goofballs over the internet selling some damn book for $300 and $500. Oh man, I got the redemption book. I got every redemption book in my iCloud. I got every redemption book in my Dropbox. I got all these redemption books. And guess what? They ain't millionaires. They ain't accredited investors. We told y'all from day one at the vault, if you're not an accredited investor, you're locked out of certain pieces of financial information. So that's why we encourage our trustees to get your money up so you can get into certain rooms and get access to certain financial information. Instead, they ain't trying to tell y'all that. They trying to tell y'all to discharge $250,000 mortgages. They trying to tell y'all to discharge your credit card for $2,500 or $20,000, or discharge your car for less than $100,000. How many times you think you could discharge your car after the banks look at you and say, oh, this person is basically saying that they're bankrupt every day? Why? Y'all don't know that discharging is a form of bankruptcy? Oh man, trust Christian in the vault. Y'all never looked at it like that. I never looked at the secured party as a form of discharge, which is a reorganization of assets. United States is going through it. They trillions of dollars worth of debt, right? Right. So they're operating from a certain style of accounting. They got assets on the books, but they ain't paying off the debt. But they ain't filed discharge yet. But you got these secured party goofballs on the internet that want to tell you to discharge the debt. They ain't tell y'all that that's almost a form of bankruptcy. And in turn, oh man, I'm not just going to dispute the charges over the Equifax or Experian, whatever these little companies are called, because I'm still dealing with credit. I'm not going to go out there and earn it. I got to have all this. I got to keep up with the Joneses from the Jones, from Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones trying to sell me a UCC packet. Yeah, right. Please. I'll tell you right now. We got trustees. We cleared that up real quick when trustees coming along with that garbage, talking about some secure party creditor bullshit. That's all it is. And we going to say it just the way it is. It's bullshit. And if you're smart, you're going to go get some money. You're going to go start a business. And you're going to get your life together. You're going to surround yourself with a real lawyer, not some jailhouse lawyer that supposedly got out of jail through a damn UCC process that they can't duplicate. See, in trusteeship, it's duplicatable. Y'all didn't hear that though, right? In trusteeship, it's duplicatable. It's not duplicatable with that other stuff. Because if that was the case, these people would be just throwing up success stories all the time. Oh man. And then look, we get these people, look, yeah, you know, we're gonna hear this already. Oh well, you know, we got people that come on these shows. They have look, they socked it to the court, huh? We socked it to the court. I told the court I'm not my straw man, and that's what they heard. I told them I'm not the straw man. I told them I'm not. Look, that ain't me. That's an all caps name, and the all caps name is a corporation. The all caps name is a trust. Oh, really? The all caps name is a trust, right? So who created the trust? Well, the United States created the trust. The United States created the trust Christian in the vault. The United States created that trust. I'm just the trustee. You just the trustee of the trust, huh? Yeah, I'm the trustee of the trust. Who's the beneficiary? That's the second question we ask these people when they come on the phone. Oh man, you right. I am. Who is the beneficiary? I'm the beneficiary. Well, guess what? That means that you are liable for the debts that's on it, or any income that comes in it. Why? Because the beneficiary is a separate person. Did you know that? How you gonna be the trustee? How you gonna be the beneficiary and say you a separate person from the daggone trust itself? I mean, this is the garbage that these fools are selling. For $100, $500, $200. All it is just catering to some poor people not making no damn money. That's all it is. That's why we don't need to talk about this stuff over here, because it's pointless. But then we got people that come on the line and they actually are sincere, man. Like, these people are sincere. They actually are being led astray by these online pimps. Talking about some. Who's the trustee of the so-called all caps trust? right? You are. Right. Who's the beneficiary? You are. Then they try to tell you, oh, I came out with the doctrine of merger information and I told y'all that you can't be the sole trustee and the sole beneficiary. Okay, who created the trust? Well, the government created the trust. So why wouldn't the government be the trustee if you just found out you was the trustee? So you're not the sole trustee. So yes, there is a legislative, there are other elements to that entity. But why don't they tell y'all to just stop using it? Because that's too much like right. They trying to make money off of your secure party dumbass. That's what they doing. Oh man, I gotta be a secure party creditor because that's gonna protect me when the feds kick in your door. For what? What are the feds kicking in your door for? IRS is about accounting. But they keep peddling y'all this poverty mentality. Oh man, the system is broken and the money isn't real. But they taking y'all money. This is hilarious. It ain't even hilarious. It's sad because y'all really don't know how many people contact the vault on a regular basis. We got people literally, oh man, I'ma steal trustees from the trustee training program because I'm gonna be dealing with the SPC people over here at SPC Universe Shitty and what some other guy named I am Hotep and all this other BS. I mean, it's stuff been going on for years, and the vault has been around it. And we said, look, if y'all not talking about building wealth, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about no daggone get rid of debts and discharge and all that BS. Because that's all it is. You're trying to get rid of a debt. Like, first of all, if you get a debt, why you don't pay it? It's the same thing with the child support. Well, the state's wrong for getting in my business. Do you know, why don't you have a family lawyer that puts a family contract in place for you and the family that you were supposed to have kept together? But that just shows you ain't a real man. Y'all don't want to hear that though. Because if you're a real man, you're going to take care of your responsibility. Ain't the kids your responsibility? Yeah, the state ain't have to get involved. But they did get involved because you was what? Not taking care of your responsibilities. You didn't select a mate properly. Right? Y'all don't want to hear that. That's the hard message over here. That's the hard message. The easy message is, oh man, keep doing it. Keep hitting everything raw. Huh? You hear that? Hit everything raw. Just hit it raw, you know? Hit it raw. Because I'm a pimp. Hit it raw. And when you hit it raw, and now she over here, or the woman is sitting here saying, look, I'm living in California. It's expensive as hell to live out here without having two incomes. I'm living in New York. It's expensive as hell. I'm living up north where it's cold right now, and they got a blizzard. Who's going to go to the store for me and the baby to get milk and diapers? Who's going to get the baby clothes? Hey, hey, we got to discharge that. Let's go ahead and put it on a credit card, baby. Get out of here. It's a hard message. Ain't no way around it. So you want to come over here with that goddamn poverty mentality, you better take it to wherever you got it from. If you're not trying to take care of your kids, don't come to the vault. You're supposed to be taking care of your kids. The state would have never got involved if you first of all, this is how you know you're not even a good businessman. First of all, you had enough slick talking you to convince her to lay down with you and hit it raw. Why you ain't got enough slick talking you to come up with a business contract between you and her so y'all could co-parent properly? Oh, Trust Christian have all said that we supposed to be co-parenting properly through a private contract, but my negotiation skills is only to get the panties off. It ain't to do business, it's to get pussy. Exactly. And we gonna say it. Because that's why we separated from them fools over at HFRM. Because they worried about pussy. They ain't worried about business. They pimping. We ain't worried about that. We doing business over here. That's the only thing that you're supposed to be focused on. Because business is your family. But how you going to focus on your family when they focused over here on debt? Focused on you trying to be a dependent on the system. Welfare. Go ask these secure party goofballs, the ones that selling y'all the secure party packets, did they accept any PPP money? Did they accept, and not only that, did they accept it to a business or did they accept it to their personal? Did they get any stimmy check? See, the thing about it is, people don't ask these questions. Why? because the gurus that are sitting on the internet, they sound good. They good salesmen. They better negotiators than you are. They're better business conversators than you are. And until you get your negotiation skills up, they going to be just like you when you convinced her to lay down with you raw doggy. Oh man, I'm hitting it raw. Get out of here, man. Boys, I'm hitting it raw doggy. And now I got to pay child support for these babies. Because if I don't, they going to be what? Burdens to the system. Really a bastard. But guess what? Like father, like son. Like mother, like daughter. Do you come from a bastard situation? Then you already know why you gonna live your life and go through some administrative process trying to not pay like your daddy ain't pay. Like your parent ain't pay. That's the difference. Because if you was real with yourself, you would go back and negotiate with that person and say, you know what? We need to go ahead and I'm going to create a contract to let you know I'm going to come out of pocket. We were talking to one of our senior trustees about child support and how in certain states you could go ahead and do the private contract, but if she ends up in certain states, they so backed up in the child support system that if you paying up front, it don't matter, because if they still file for child support, guess what? They When you get in front of the judge, sometimes they don't care that you previously paid. They still want you to pay back pay. Oh, Trust Christian Revolt, that's wrong. I'm paying back pay. Trust Christian Revolt, we got trustees that come to the vote. They paying child support and ain't even seeing their kids. Why? You go into a job and you don't know business. Because if you knew business, you go in there and negotiate. Hey, look, if I'm going to be paying for some product or property, my loins, my DNA, if I'm going to be paying for my DNA to walk around with some money, because I got to do that, won't I just go back in court and negotiate to see them? But you really don't want to see the kids. That's all it is. You had a kid with the wrong person. They don't want to hear that though. So what if I do have a kid with the wrong person? Then you got to man up and take care of your responsibility. It's the same thing with a debt. The debt wasn't created out of osmosis, but that's what the SPC University or shitties or whatever these people want to tell you. Oh man, the debt came out of nowhere. Ain't no damn debt come out of nowhere. You had to make a debt. But they don't want to hear that though. Because you was trying to ride around in a Lexus. You was trying to go get in some damn mansion with a whirlpool. Thinking you funny. Y'all don't want to live in an apartment and get your money up. I'm not trying to work hard. Everybody else is out here living like the Joneses. Why can't I? And that's why you're over here trying to get involved with the SPC process, and then you're not going nowhere. Then you contact the vault and you say, well, isn't the SPC process a trust? We already done broke that one down. Because guess what? Not only did they have SPC classes, now they got trust classes. Don't y'all hear the new swinging dirty stuff? The dirty more contracts? Oh, Trust Christian Revolt, man, I got a SPC contract and I got it filed with the state. We gonna ask you one question. How much money that make you last year? Damn, Trust Christian Revolt, what you mean how much money it make me last year? How much money it make you last year? It didn't make you no money because you gave your money to the guru so he could help you get the paperwork that ain't the same as everywhere, because all the paperwork ain't the same. Every so they're gonna tell you all the paperwork can't be the same. We're gonna create our own society off the SPC packet. What they say? We got a SPC packet. This is funny as hell. Oh man, the SPC packet. Oh my gosh. We got the SPC packet. So you got an SPC pack. How much money that make you? How much money did you make off that SPC packet this past year? How many people did your SPC packet employ? Your SPC packet didn't employ nobody, huh? Well, because think about it. If you own the trust, right? Like in the SPC packet where supposedly the little name owns the big name, the little man owns the big straw name, that's the line they feeding y'all, right? They got the straw man. They keep talking y'all about a straw man. Man, it's like if they could create a slang word instead of cussing, they use straw man. Straw man. That sounds good. Straw man. Hey, I ain't do that. I didn't create the debt. The straw man did. I didn't create the debt. The straw man created the debt. Cause the money not real anyways. So I just had to go create some money out of thin air like a bank. Oh, so you think you a bank now? But don't the banks supposed to have hard assets to create loans or create hypothecation off? We could see that. But how many of y'all got the loans? How many of y'all got the how many of y'all got the collateral for these papers? Well, bam, here we go. We're gonna go back to it. My birth certificate. It's supposed to be worth some money. I'm supposed to have the money. I'm supposed to create some money out of thin air off my birth certificate. Who you talking about? Is this a black message? Because the black people came from slavery? Supposedly, so, America did my ancestors dirty. So, I'm supposed to be owed something. First of all, that's called entitlement mentality. Look, we're not gonna forgive or we're not gonna condone what happened in the past and said it was okay. We're not saying that the history of the country was okay, but it is what it is. But what happened to your grandparents? What happened to your parents? Did they change the family history from being employees? No. And you an employee? Did you go out and learn business and learn how to work within the system? Or you gonna keep sitting here complaining about it? At one point, all you gotta do is go work at McDonald's, get your money up, and then just go fly to another country and go live over there. But how many people trying to run away from freedom? They're not trying to run away from freedom. They're not running from freedom. They trying to stay in one of the freest countries in the world where you can go open up a business for less than $1,000. You're not trying to go live over in communist China though, right? Nah, man. Supposedly China's gonna beat the United States up. China gonna take over the United States at one point. How many people you? I ain't never met one person in the United States talking about they really trying to go live in China. But for some odd reason, that's the message that's in mainstream media. Oh man, China's going to take over the United States. I ain't met one United States citizen, one person in the United States yet that say they trying to go live in China. But everybody wants to sit here and talk about China taking over the United States. Y'all are funny. This is called poverty mentality. It's called entitlement mentality. So what happens to the Caucasians or the Asians that's living in the United States? The other people that's living in the United States, whether they brown or not, the other ethnicities, what they gonna say? The United States owe them something too? Because their families went through some type of acculturation? Is that what they gonna say? Oh man, no, it's just entitlement mentality. It's hard to hear. It really is. It really is. It's unfortunate. Because we know so many younger brothers and sisters are being slowed down. You're being slowed down 2 and 3 years and 4 years of your life of getting money, man. So many people been dealing with this stuff for 5, 6 years. You know how many people contact the vote say, "Hey man, I've been dealing with this SPC stuff, man, and I ain't got nowhere with it yet. I feel like I'm just running in circles. I feel like it's one rabbit hole after another." Y'all don't hear this, because if y'all heard it, the SPC people will be out of business. They will be out of business because that's not business. It's poverty mentality. It's poor people thinking. Oh man, I gotta get something for nothing. If my birth certificate makes me an entitled individual to the United States. First of all, the Federal Reserve is not even a part of the United States. It's a central bank that was created. How come you and your family and your community didn't come together and build your resources like the Federal Reserve did and put your resources together and create your own private family bank? Because that's what the vote talks to our trustees about, is building your own private family bank. But they're not talking about building your own private family bank through private contracts. The SPC people are here talking about building some public bank through a goddamn UCC packet or your daggone birth certificate or some public trust. That's what they're talking about. And it's a joke. And it ain't funny. It's one of them jokes where you sitting at the comedy place, somebody make a joke, it ain't funny. It's a bad joke. It ain't funny. Ain't nobody laughing in the room. They like, "Oh man, you get the SPC packet when you go make some money." And everybody in the crowd looking like, ain't nobody in here made no money off the UCC packet except for the ones that's selling it. Dad, Trust Christian Vault, man. They making money off of me. So what am I supposed to do? We already done told you. It's business. It ain't personal. Might be a hard decision to hear, but it is what it is. It's not a big deal. You either gonna man up, woman up, and build something with your life, or you're gonna be sitting here talking about trying to get something from them because you think your birth certificate is worth something because your ancestors were supposedly ex-slaves or whatever they was. Who cares? Obviously the United States don't care right now because they ain't paying y'all yet. So what you gonna wait for? What you gonna wait in destitute? You gonna wait in financial destitute? That's a hard message to hear for some people. Oh man, I'm trying to really get my life together. I'm trying to get from up under the system. What do you mean get from up under the system? You're not under anything. It's mental slavery now. Ain't no damn slavery. It's mental. And you got these goddamn you got these Django's out here. You got these black slave masters out here trying to sell you a goddamn UCC packet. That's what it is. They try to tell you it's mental slavery, but they selling you your freedom packet. How the hell you gonna sell me a freedom packet, slave master? Negro slave master? The Negroes now are selling slave pack. They're selling freedom packets to other Negroes. That's how you know. And then you get the Moors come over. They say, "Well, Noble Drew Ali said you gotta watch out for your older brothers and sisters, cause if you don't watch out for them, they could sell you back into slavery." Ain't nobody selling you back into no damn slavery. They selling you back into mental slavery, cause they think that you need some paperwork to free you. And what you need your freedom is through the information. It ain't through the packet. It's through the information of knowing I gotta create. Y'all don't want to hear this. You gotta create. Well, Trust Christian Revolt, you never talked about the UCC packet, so I just kept going along with it. And that's why we never talk about it, because we focused at the vote just wanting people to tap into their divine abilities, man. We could tell anybody to type into the chat right now their name, and we could tell them their spiritual gifts. And if anybody wants to try, feel free to type into the chat. We'll tell them their spiritual gifts. We ain't even got to see your face, and we know your spiritual gifts. But they want to sit here and say, "Oh man, Trust Christian Revolt, ain't nobody trying to tell me my spiritual gifts, so I can create. They just trying to sell me a freedom packet." That's sad, man. But it ain't sad, because people like us over here at the Vault, we really don't care. Because it's up to you to not fall for the lies and the trap and the deceit and the delusion. That's all it is. And they probably won't get put out of business. Somebody's name is Wadeli. Is that your real name? Wadeli? Wadley? That's a question. Feel free to type that in. Just type yes or no if that's your birth name. That's where we want to go with the vote. We rather focus on the spiritual gifts, the spiritual connections, man. The spiritual gifts that people have so they can create. Because a lot of people, they ain't been taught how to create from the spirit. They focused on, if I get, information. But sometimes, remember, the businesses are just vehicles. Businesses are vehicles. That's not the end all and be all. Sometimes you might have a business, you might sell a business. So it's a vehicle. It's not the end all and be all. A lot of times, a lot of people, they think, "Oh man, this business is going to do this," and nah. Some businesses going to get you free. Some businesses going to help you acquire assets. Some businesses going to do different things. Wadeli is a very creative person, individual, super creative. Pretty much, this individual definitely is a leader. Don't like dealing with people that ain't leaders. If they're not a leader, they get annoyed. They don't like dealing with people that ain't truthful. They like dealing with people that are truthful. They don't even like being told what to do. Don't be too bossy with them. They need structure and order. If they don't got structure and order, it don't make sense to them. They be wondering like, why is this not structured in order? They be wondering like, where is all the answers? Because if things got structure, then it's gonna be clear. You hear that? If it has structure, it's gonna be clear. That's the problem with the UCC process. Is it's not clear. And we talking about it from the secure party creditor aspect. It's not clear. It's too many gray areas. If you do one thing and it don't work, supposedly you gotta go back to the whip. First of all, they got lawyers for that. Why they don't tell y'all to go get a lawyer in the process? We tell people that all the time. People talk about some securities with their birth certificate, all this stuff. Why don't you go get a lawyer to help you out with your secure process? We got security agents over at the vault. We got enrolled agents over at the vault, but they ain't telling y'all that. Uh, Definitely, with Deli's definitely the individual. They love the details, can sit there for hours and be engrossed in the concept, love concepts, love researching information. That's the problem. Is they get people like this individual type their name to the chat. They get people that they love information, no doubt about it. You love information, you love researching the information. But guess what? It ain't making you no goddamn money. That's the problem. That's the problem. We only want to make sure you making some money over here. Because we know when you making money, you can go buy whatever you want to go buy. You can buy you a lawyer. You can buy you an accountant. You can buy yourself some good food. You can go buy yourself better health. You can buy yourself things you need to buy. You can go buy the mansion there. We ain't talking about discharging the mansion. But for some odd reason, SPC goofballs, they want to tell y'all that, hey, that, hey, I'm gonna get you, they ain't getting you no money. Over at the vault, we put people in contact with people so they can get some money. They ain't putting y'all in contact. That's why we had the trader, Cornell the trader, come out to the public over here. Cornell the trader ain't coming out in the public and talking to nobody. We had him come out in the public because we said, look, it's a lot of people that come through the training program. They want to learn how to make money in the house, and they want to learn it. Because we used to always talk to them and be like, look, is trading gambling or is it a skill set? First of all, it's a skill set. So cool. We're going to find out how many people going to put in the time to get that skill set. Man, ain't too many people trying to get that skill set. Why? Because they got to sit down and do what Deli is supposed to be doing. Researching every single day. Companies. You're supposed to research these companies that you invest in. You're supposed to research these investments that you investing in. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to be just going off of the public information in the mainstream because it's old and it's behind. Anything that comes out in the mainstream, it's already been done. So when you get that information, it's old, it's lagging, it's a lagging indicator. You can't get quality investments from the mainstream media because it's lagging. When you get the information, the move's already been made. That's a fact. Appreciate you, Wadeli, for tuning in live, listening to replay, typing into the chat. Appreciate you for sure. Uh, you know, but see, we could go deep into it with you, Wadeli. Guess what? You might not have the confidence with the information you reading, because you got to know when to say this ain't working. When it ain't working, you got to go do something else. You got to go research something else now. And for people that they get down these rabbit holes and they get too deep down these rabbit holes, oh man, I done ostracized myself from my friends and family. I've been engrossed in this information. It's got to work. The goofball over the internet, SPC's telling me, I am Hotep or whoever it is telling me it's supposed to work. Because they said it worked for them. So I know it worked. I done heard them have people come on their radio shows and they say it worked. What works? They ain't getting no money. Did they tell you how they made an M? Did they tell you how they accredited investors? They ain't even talking about accredited investors on their platforms. They ain't even accredited investors on their platforms. Most of them don't even know what an accredited investor is, because they ain't getting no money. That's why. They ain't accredited investors over there. But they want to talk about it though. Oh man, you just gotta file this paperwork. They gotta try to file an administrative process. How much money y'all spending on the paper? Y'all dropping all this money on the paper and it ain't working. If that process don't work, we gotta go back to the table. Okay. And spend some more money on getting the papers together, right? You ain't even get a lawyer to read over your clerical errors. Who you getting to read over your paperwork? I can't take it to a lawyer because, they working for the system. They bar association. They barristers association lawyers. I mean, if you're going to have an excuse for everything, don't worry. That rabbit hole never ends too. At one point, you're going to have a team. What's wrong with getting a few different type of lawyers? A business lawyer, a contract lawyer, a real estate lawyer, a business litigation lawyer. What's wrong with getting those lawyers, ladies and gentlemen? It's business, right? Didn't they say that the trust, the so-called UCC trust was a trust? And that means, is it business or is it personal? Now we know. Now you know. Is the trust that you talking about you a trustee over, is it business or is it personal? Do you know the difference? Well, I created a trust. We did an episode about that. I created a trust. So, oh, I have a trust. That's what they be saying. I created a trust for my family. We did an episode about that. I created a trust for my family. I created a trust for my family estate. I Googled it over the internet. I got a Google Internet trust contract. And now I'm a trustee over it. But I don't know how to open up the bank account. Y'all think we don't hear that all the time? They ain't let me go in there. They ain't let me open up the bank account for my ecclesiastical trust. Wait till we do that episode. I got an ecclesiastical trust. I got that off the internet. Please. I mean, y'all don't understand. For 4 or 5 years now, we've heard the same trash. And it don't work. It's hard for people to hear. It's like, damn, man. Like, I'm just trying to get ahead. I'm trying to get rid of this public school education mentality. I'm looking to get into what would be considered a private. And I just want an opportunity to win. But instead, you got these so-called sounding like your uncle, sounding like the pastor at the church, even though you're not religious no more. Man, I ain't really religious, you know what I mean? But these dudes, they be sounding like they selling me the holy Messiah coming down and whatnot. Yeah, right. What's you think they gonna sell me the redemption packet, the UCC redemption packet? They selling y'all the redemption packet. That how many of those they got? Well, it's different UCC redemption packets. Which one's right? That's like saying which trust is right. It's a case by case basis, right? Right. But I'm just trying to get in the trust so I ain't got to deal with child support. And if you're coming over here with that garbage, you damn sure better move on. Because if you had a kid, you better take care of your kid. Ain't no excuses, ain't no way around it. We done damn near got into fights with trustees about that, about taking care of their kids. You better take care of your kids, man. That's hard for people to hear out here. Talking that garbage. You gotta take care of your kids, man. That's crazy, man. People ain't even trying to take care of their kids. You worry about the system enforcing the fact that you take care of your kid. Like I said, we understand in special cases, but come on, man. That ain't even no way to be even talking to another human being. Yeah, man, the state, I'm over here I'm more worried about the state taking money out my check because I didn't go and renegotiate with the baby mother or whoever, vice versa. It don't matter, vice versa. It doesn't matter. I had enough conversation to get somebody to lay down with me and have a kid naked. But, hey, it is what it is. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. It's been a great episode. Appreciate Dallas for checking in, tuning in live. Anybody else want to type their name into the chat, their birth name, feel free. Deli, definitely appreciate you for tuning in live, listening to replay. You know, it's just an interesting word out here, man. People don't want to talk to y'all about your spiritual gifts. We down there at the vault ready to just retire and call it a day and just talk about spiritual stuff over at the vault. Focus on talking about spiritual gifts, you know, do spiritual readings and talk about stuff like that. Cause if you ain't in tune with yourself, if you don't know yourself, how you gonna be able to be productive in the world? You know, you just keep getting information, but you don't really know how to apply the information because you don't know what gifts you got. Or they haven't been concrete. We got a lot of good things we're gonna be focused on doing this year at the vault when it come to putting out information for the trustees and just people in general, so they can have something to go to bed at night too, so they can really say, you know what, I I I can do better because I know better. How you gonna do better if you don't know about yourself? So many people trying to think that you're gonna get some UCC redemption packet and it's gonna free you from your mental slavery. Who you enslaved from? You able to walk around, get clean water, dirty water, walk around and have clean clothes, dirty clothes. But people want to say, "Oh, I'm not trying to be a slave." Yeah, right. Appreciate New York for tuning in live, listen to replay. Always appreciate New York for tuning in live, listen to replay. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen to replay. You know, it's been a great episode. We we usually don't do these type of episodes over at the vault, but we just had to go ahead and do this for the youngins because it was so many young people coming up, and we know where you come from. You might come from a household where you didn't have a father or you didn't have both parents, and you like, damn, man, I feel like I'm behind because I don't got information. And that's true. You don't got the information, but you got to invest in your private education. You might have to go take that job and invest in your private education. That's the thing people don't want to hear. They got to invest in their private education. If you go get that UCC packet or you go get that SPC packet and you see it's not working, you got to know how to pivot. You got to say, okay, this ain't aligning with my business goals. My business goals is to get money, not be sitting over here talking about I'm trying to discharge a goddamn credit card or a house or a car or something like that. Like, how many houses can you discharge? Like, stop playing games with yourself. How many cars can you really discharge? And most of the people that be saying that, they not out here doing it like that. And that's the facts. We done been around these people face to face. We done live with these people type stuff. Like, we been out here. And that's the part that people don't want to hear. That's the part it's hard for people to hear. It's like, damn, Trust Christian of all done did workshops with these people. Who name a name in the chat and we could tell y'all whether we done talked to them personally over the phone. We done dealt with these people face to face. We done dealt with these people. The ones that got millions of views over the internet. The ones that's really making money. Who's making money? We could tell y'all the ones that's really making money because we see them, we rub shoulders. We already told y'all about accredited investors. If they not talking about being an accredited investor, what are you talking about? That's where you gotta get. You gotta get to that $250,000 threshold. Cause when you not above the $250,000 threshold, your money. Remember how when you go to the bank and the FDIC say they insure the money up to $250,000, right? You're locked out of certain investments because you're not able to lose money. They got insurance on you. You think that you worth something because you got a birth certificate. No, that's not how I work. You got to get your money up. Well, how am I going to get my money up and I'm paying taxes? Because you didn't invest in your private education to put a system in place to learn how to get around that. To learn how to put yourself in a position to trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. That's how. Appreciate Chicago for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate Chicago for tuning in live, listening to replay to Windy City. Probably for sure windy up there right now. Cold and windy. And yeah, we done had these conversations many times. People do consultations, and when people even ask about that, we ain't gonna charge y'all for no UCC, no secure party conversation. We just gonna send y'all this episode straight up. When people reach out through the email and say, "Hey, Trust Christian and Vote, I'm trying to get my secure party status squared away. I'm trying to get." We just gonna send them the episode. Say, "Listen to this first. Let us know if you still want to go through with that after you listen to this episode." Because as it stands right now, y'all being so the straw man. Oh man, I got a straw man. You got a straw man? That's what you got, a straw man? Do you own the straw man? Well, that is my name. The all caps name. Is it your name? No, the all caps name is a person, and the little case name is my name. Are you serious? That's how people looking at y'all right now. Like people that actually have money and people that understand that you can go start a business tomorrow. It don't have to be your name. It don't have to be the all caps name. And they gonna go get some money and they gonna build a business. And it ain't gonna go to their personal name because they understand how business. That's the difference. So we had to do this episode so we can just go ahead and send it out an email and people come over asking about some daggone UCC garbage. Appreciate everybody for tuning in the replay live. Christian at trustchristian.com if y'all want to reach out. If y'all reaching out about some UCC or some SPC or any of that BS, we're just gonna send y'all this episode. We're not even gonna keep entertaining these conversations and taking up time out of our day to be having these conversations about some damn redemption packet that y'all having to read for hours and hours and hours talking about I'm trying to get redeemed because my soul has been broken and I'm sinful. Please, are you serious? Like, it's just a religious message that you're a sinner. That's all it is. Oh man, I'm a broken individual. I was born into poverty. Yeah, and you know what that means? You got to get an education. You got to get a proper financial education. Did you hear that? How you gonna be upset that you got a welfare education from the Rockefeller system? How you gonna be upset? At one point, you just gotta fix it. You gotta pull your pants up. Pull your pants up. And say, you know what? It is what it is. My family wasn't born millionaires. They didn't pass me an M, so cool. I'm gonna be the first Emmer in my family. I'm gonna be the first living off passive cash flow in my family. I'm gonna be the first person to own 4, 5, 10 properties in my family that can create cash flow for me to go out and employ people to build more properties and put people in the properties. I mean, what more do you want? You gotta create. They don't want to tell you to create. They want to tell you to discharge. They want to tell you to set off. And all they doing is taking your hard-earned energy notes, Federal Reserve notes, stuffing it in their pockets, and going on vacation and staying in warm weather right now. Wherever they at. They riding around in gas. The gas done moved up to $80, $90 a barrel. And they using your money for their consultations. The consultations y'all paying them, that's what they using the money to keep riding around and do episodes in. Oh man, it's hilarious. But hey, and don't be like, don't feel no type of way that these people took y'all money. Like at the end of the day, you invested in your education. You wanted to see if this person was legit or not. And so once you find out that they are or not, you just you gotta take your you gotta look. You're gonna lose money. You're not gonna always make money. Anybody to tell you they always made money, they lying to you. Sometimes you're gonna lose money in investments. When you investing in yourself, you're gonna lose money. But the one thing you can't do is you can't put a limit on how much money you're gonna invest in yourself. That's why we say people, if they really knew how much money they had to invest in their private education, they probably wouldn't do it. And that's why so many people going to do this UCC redemption process, because they don't want to go out and earn the money to keep losing it. They just don't want to lose money no more. And for you to even have that mentality means that you're not a business owner or you're not an investor. You're going to lose money in an investment sometimes. You're going to lose money in business. Sometimes you're going to have an off year. But the whole situation in 2020 showed that. Sometimes businesses go out of business. They weren't able to stay open. That's just being honest. You got to be okay with saying, "Damn, man, if you that person, if y'all them type of people that say, okay, I'm going to live off of my creativity." You got to be okay with sometime where you got to pivot, cause it ain't like you got one letter in your name. You got multiple talents and gifts and abilities. Some of y'all do, not all of y'all, but some of y'all got multiple talents and abilities. So you can do multiple things. You got other passions that you wanted to do. The only downfall is that the public market is not taught how to go get money from the bank. That's the issue. You ain't taught how to go get money from the bank. But all you gotta do is learn how to go get money from the bank for your ideas. Supposedly Zuckerberg got money from scratch, right? He sweated his balls off in there and stole his idea. Damn near, for real. Y'all don't want to hear that, but he did what he did, and he went and got VC's money. He went and got angel money. Y'all don't know about VC and angel money. Do you know where to go get the VC and the angel money from? Do you know where to go get the hedge fund money from? Do you know where to go get the bank money from? No, because the gurus on the internet telling you how to discharge. They ain't trying to tell you how to make money off your passions. That's the problem. But we going to talk to y'all about it. So feel free to reach out, Christian@trustchristian.com. We ain't talking about no UCC, no none of that. So if you send an email after this episode, just know we're going to send you this episode and tell you to reach out after the episode. Because this right here is the last time we're going to talk about this over here. We got one more episode maybe about it, because we got a senior trustee that really, like, they've gone through all of this stuff. We gone through this type of stuff, but they've really gone through it, and they've gone through it in a very unique way. And they'll tell you that, like, they've dealt with those gurus, and they'll tell you these guys are just peddling information over the internet. Oh man, so feel free to reach out, Christian@trustchristian.com. We'll send you the episode. Otherwise, y'all enjoy the rest of your day or your night wherever you are. Peace. Enjoy.